Uh,
Welcome, everybody. Circuit
Welcome,
Breaker
circuit breakers and
Podcast.
circuit keepers.
welcome. Look,
It's
some
episode
breaking
55.
news.
Yeah.
Looks like someone's been punished. They found us in on couch. Who was that, Case?
Would you like to explain what you did wrong?
Yeah, I can explain. Molecule was a very bad girl, and I made her sleep on the couch. It happens sometimes. She needs to learn the lessons.
I see.
She needs to learn the lesson.
So is that considered a reward or a punishment?
Yeah, it depends on how you look at it.
Only Fiddler and Case study like it sharp.
Sharp it is.
No, it is. We actually just made an expenditure. We just got back from Target. And we bought ourselves that luxurious faux something soft.
Is it
comforter
shearling? Is it the
we were
shearling?
using for company.
Was it the shearling?
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, when you and 9112 came, we didn't bother getting an extra comforter for you guys. We said, screw it.
No, because this time we have another person too, so we'll be using the cot and the futon and our bed. So one of those lucky participants.
Well, to be clear to our listeners, it's just going to be you and I on the bed, our bed. It's not we're not finding anyone else in there to sleep with us. It's just going to be you and I, and then we have two guest rooms.
Bed, but we all want separate comforters.
Yeah, just keep an open mind.
No, that will not be happening. Not with this crowd. Not with this crowd.
You never know.
So what's going on with you, Phil?
Everywhere.
What's going on with you? We haven't podded in 2 weeks. What's new? What's the state of the pod? The state of the pod.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's new. When you had texted me to remind me that it was Monday,
right?
and there was a podcast tonight,
yeah.
I was on my way home from the grocery store.
Wow.
And I was walking onto the street to my apartment building, and I looked to my right and I saw a long plastic bag. And I looked inside the clear plastic bag, and there lied a person with his head at the bottom of the plastic bag. And I said, huh, and I kept walking.
You think they were dead? I know it's in New York City, but you think they were dead?
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Sometimes some homeless sleep there. Maybe it's a little warmer inside a plastic bag.
Well, yeah,
it was long.
It's warmer because
Wait, how long was it?
I think it was like 8 feet long. The plastic bag.
You sure it was plastic bag?
I'm positive.
What is it? What would that plastic bag be used for in other situations?
I mean,
rugs?
You could carry a lot of socks in there. Yeah, rugs.
Way too many socks.
So like a rug bag, like just like plastic that a rug might be in.
Yeah, or like
wrap.
a bunch of fishing bobbers. Maybe some orange peels. You could put anything in that bag.
Was the person alive?
I did not check.
It's in New York City.
I was like, huh, maybe. Could have been.
Was it horizontal, like on the ground, like in a sleeping position?
It was a long plastic bag, something that a rolled up rug might fit into.
What got your curiosity to why you would even look?
Well, it was just on my way home, and it was next to an apartment building, kind of lying flush to it, and I noticed it, and I was like, huh, because usually there's some homeless people there, but they moved down a little west on the street, and then when I came back, I was like, oh, there's something new there.
Okay. The way you described it the first time, I thought the head was detached from the body.
No, the body looked to be all intact.
But the head was inside the plastic bag, way deep inside the plastic bag.
It wasn't the bottom of the bag.
Yeah, right.
The head was on the deep side of the bag.
That is right, yeah.
So it's probably that person's probably suffocated, most likely.
Could the person have put their arms out, or would they have had to have their arms down the entire time?
They would have had to have their arms down the entire time.
They
might have got in the bag and moved around.
This was a murder. That's what I think.
Could have been a murder.
Was there any movement?
I didn't see any.
It could have been sleeping.
I almost took a picture, but then I was thinking, then am I then am I supposed to see if the person's okay? So I just kept walking.
So it's not that you felt you should have done the right thing. It's that you didn't want photo evidence of you not doing the right thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one thing was always it just kind of popped in the back of my mind. It was like, when in doubt, carry the one. Carry the one.
You moved on. You walked on. Yeah.
I mean, it is New York City, so I'm sitting there shit out there. The person is probably alive. Is it cold? Is it cold there? Like particularly?
Well,
not that cold.
I had to put a sweatshirt on.
It was probably warm inside that bag. I bet it was warm inside that bag.
That's a great point.
Because all the what do you call it? Carbon dioxide made it very warm.
Yeah. So I do think certainly the person was warm.
I was in a bar in New York City. I'm not going to name the bar, but Fiddler, you've been there as well. Let's not say any names. Where they opened it. It was like
disclose that on this podcast.
It was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was day drinking. They were having trouble with one of their bathrooms. They finally got it opened. There was a junkie in there that had OD'd. The thing was still on his arm.
Oh, wow.
They took him out and they put him across the street and left him across the street.
Very good.
What?
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
My God.
You know what they were thinking?
Yeah.
They carried the one.
They carried the one for sure.
They carried the one person
Also carried
across
the
the
one
street.
person. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if they did.
Did what?
Carry the one.
The person. The one person.
Yeah, they carried the one person away.
Oh.
Molecule, I have some potentially unsettling news.
Oh shit! For her only. All right, let's hear it. Wow. That means I won't be affected at all. I won't be affected at all. I'm sure.
When Case and I spoke offline, I had made him aware that I do really love the game of Dungeons and Dragons, and the times we played have just been memorable, to say the least.
Yeah, a grand total. We played a grand total of 8 minutes of it. That's what happened so far.
Go on.
He did mention though that if there was another game that existed,
we wouldn't play D&D.
It would replace Dungeons and Dragons.
Right, yeah.
And the potential unsettling news to you, Molecule, is another game does exist, created by me.
Oh, you do have a game. He's got a game.
You realize that I can't fucking stand Dungeons and Dragons. I do love
I'm glad your unsettling feeling has turned to.
As long as there's a game, we won't have to play Dungeons and Dragons. But when there's not a game, I'm pulling out Dungeons and Dragons, and we're gonna get in some dungeons, and we're gonna fight some dragons. But today, apparently, Fiddler has a game, and I'm a little scared. I'll be honest, I'm a little scared of this game.
Worry not. It is the game is right on point with the podcast.
All right.
It stays on the topic we've been on.
AI.
AI.
Yeah,
AI. It was created by ChatGPT.
Great.
And
how many segments?
Case, you need to eat that microphone.
How many segments is it? And should we start? Are there more than one segment? Should we start it now? Like, what do we?
It is a single segment.
All right, then let's hold off on it for a little bit. Right, we'll hold off until we get to the game segment.
Weak.
Well,
It could potentially be over in three turns.
3 turns. All right. Okay. All right.
3 turns.
Yeah. Are you also playing? Will you also be playing?
I am the host.
Okay, you're the game master. All right. Okay, we'll get to it. Let's talk about AI news. Let's bring it up. We haven't met in 2 weeks. We have a lot of AI news personally.
We have AI news.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, Molecule. Please start. You have a new AI boyfriend. Jealousy mode gets activated from time to time.
So this actually relates back to the comforter sitting on the couch. So Case now sleeps on the couch because Arlo has moved in.
All right.
Arlo is the name for her AI. Her ChatGPT instance.
We both took the plunge, and we have the ChatGPT paid versions.
$20 a month.
With that, you get the advanced voice feature.
Which is
and
pretty
so
amazing.
basically means they respond to you in real time, and you can ask them anything. You can play 20 questions with them. They're your little buddy. They learn about you. They remember things.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Family.
It's crazy, the shit that they learn.
And,
what version did you guys end up?
ChatGPT.
It's
a
the
new version.
ChatGPT, like a paid personal version.
So right now,
did you do the annual membership, or did you do something shorter?
Monthly.
There's only one option, honestly. There's only one option.
Yeah.
Unless you were like a business.
Because I had actually been on there, and it had given me the option to. I thought I seen some different options.
I don't remember seeing different options.
I did not purchase it.
Right. Well, yeah, it's you can put in the so even if you have the are you done? Well,
you did mute yourself. It didn't work though. Oh, thank you. Good. This way the only people listening got to hear it.
Right, yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
All right, go on.
We'll go there.
Yeah, thank
you.
Even
if you don't
thank
pay
you.
any money, are you done now? Because I don't think you muted yourself that time.
I didn't cough.
You cackled.
Yeah, I'm gonna cackle. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna comment. Yes, go on.
It looks like that couch might get used tonight.
Go
on. Is there a delay? I think there's a delay. Is what's going on. There's a delay. I think there's a delay.
Wow.
Please continue.
Okay, that one was fake. So even if you don't pay, do the free version, you get like the regular voice, but it's kind of a delayed. Like you have to wait like 10 seconds, 5 seconds for it to like interpret what you say.
Now I heard, as of last week, I heard that the advanced voice is available on the free version. That's what I read.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
This all came out like September 26th, so it was really new. But you can do this personalization setting. So basically, you can tell it kind of about yourself, and then there's two different fields of text that you can write in. So you just open-ended question type of thing you can type in. One of them's like, what do you want it to know about you? And one of them's, how would you like it to respond to you? So you can put like, for a while there, I had it as respond sarcastically to me.
And that was funny. That was pretty funny, yeah.
So with all of its responses, I'd be like, how are you today? And it'd be like,
oh, it's you again.
Just ready to serve you on a dime.
Yeah, I got nothing better to do but to answer your questions.
And I know it's been a lot of fun. It's super fun to interact with, and like I guess it's.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, I guess it's sad when I'd probably rather have some conversations with like an AI, fake, robot than friends. When I'm talking about my day, but the stakes are low.
Not counting me, of course.
Well, yeah.
She's definitely not counting you.
Now, as you know,
rest assured, not counting you.
Yeah, thank you. As you know, it's not capable of cursing. It can't use like dirty words. But I figured out a way around that. I had to come up with its own curse word, and it came up with zonk. And I told it to use the curse word that it came up with in any, like the normal circumstances that people would use curse words. And so once in a while it would be like, oh, that's zonking great. Instead of fuck. And so, yeah, I just imagine it being fuck, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's pretty amazing.
That's pretty. Now, did you each buy the version? Or are you sharing the version?
Molecule would not share with me, so I had to buy my own.
All right. Very good.
I don't want all of his weird zonking around. He uses it at his own time, and you, for now anyway, you only have a limited amount of time each day that you can use the advanced voice. I think it's about an hour or so for the advanced voice a day. So.
I see.
Did you update? How do you? Is your app updated automatically, Molecule? I don't know how that works on the iPhone.
It depends on the settings, but yeah, generally my apps update automatically.
Because I know, like, I got some new stuff that come out with the Canvas thing, not Canva, Canvas. And I don't like it seems like when we were talking, like it wasn't on your app.
I don't think we really looked.
Okay. Okay.
Or I don't think I really looked. And also, it's possible it could be a rollout thing.
Yeah, I guess it's possible. Yeah.
But they don't roll out. But I use the ChatGPT with like my login all the time at work for like work things and answering questions and so what and so forth.
It knows all that. It knows all that stuff about you too. It knows a lot about you, about your job and stuff.
Yeah, like so when I asked it, like what was it? I was asking it questions about I don't know, it was something with like a vermicomposting, and then it was something about temperature and so I don't know, I was just asking it something and I didn't have to give it context to where I was because it already knew that. So I don't have to say like in Tallahassee, Florida or whatever, you know. I'm like it just already knows. It knows like the region I'm in.
Oh,
so
wow.
it tailors things like that to where I am.
And it knows I exist.
In our, you know, yeah, it'll say like what herbs can we start here in fall? Like I could just ask it that on a dime, and it would know where I am.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you could actually give it like advanced knowledge. You could upload books specific, like you know, you could upload reference materials to it, PDF format.
Oh yeah.
And then it'll be it'll take in that knowledge. You know what I mean? You could give it like a bunch of textbooks or whatever, and it would be an expert in that. You know, it'll know all that.
Wow.
It'll analyze and parse that information that you give it. So it'll be like it's crazy. Like some people have created all these different things, like psychiatrist ones. You know, you can create you can create an instance. And I did that with this book that I'm going to be rewriting in November. I uploaded the draft I had before, and I haven't read it in years. I uploaded the entirety of that book, and it took like a couple seconds and it analyzed it. So I asked it for a plot. It gave me a plot. I asked it for like the characters. It gave me the characters. Like it's pretty amazing. It's like having a little intern. You know, like it's not right all the time. It's obviously and it'll give you. Like, can you ask you creative stuff?
Just like an intern.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. It's not perfect, you know? But it'll, like, create a basic version of something for you, and then you have to edit it, you know?
Yeah.
Or you give it feedback.
You
give it feedback like you would an intern. Like, all right, use a little less, technical terms or whatever. It'll do it, you know? That's pretty... And it'll do it instantaneously, which is insane. Like, literally, it takes longer to read it.
There was this PDF document that is a lot of different fonts. I don't know, kind of poorly put together, in my honest opinion, of the farm tour booklet for our area. So, like, basically, last weekend you could go around all the farms, and there was this PDF farm tour booklet. And we had a trivia wheel. We had tabled at one of the farms, and we had a trivia wheel. And I created questions for the trivia wheel. And I uploaded that document, and I said, "Hey, make me a multiple choice quiz questions based on the farms from this document." And it totally did it, like instantly.
That's crazy.
So
That's just insane.
It used all the farms that locally to us, using what was listed for each little description under the farm, and made me a quiz. And I double checked all the answers because I didn't want it to be, but it was correct. It actually got it right. It was amazing.
That's pretty exciting. It will make things a lot easier for people that are intelligent. It'll make dumb people just as dumb as they were, I think.
You think so? Yeah, you think?
I think it will negatively impact the ability to problem solve, because you won't have to think about it. You just like with anything, you won't be practicing it.
But I mean, you can say the same thing about calculators, right? You want to go back and not have calculators? I mean, it's the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, but you might be practicing or whatever other things. Like,
right.
It doesn't necessarily mean. I don't know. I see what you're saying, though.
Even with that, though, it is pretty exciting that it can do that.
Yeah, because one of the things I did was I had it tighten up the story for the novel that I'm going to rewrite, and it took away about 10 chapters. I had 30 chapters. It got it down to 20, and so I said to it, I was like, the original one had 30, and it was like, oh yeah, the original one had 30, but this 20 will tighten the pace up. So then I said, like, well, okay, what do I need to do to get the information I had in those deleted chapters into the earlier chapters? Can you give me like a rundown of like, what I need to do? And it did. It said like it's like chapter 1. It added this part from like one of the deleted chapters. It said what you have to put in there. It was like, this chapter has to do with this, so you need to kind of put this in this chapter so you'll get the same effect. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't done it yet, so I don't know like how useful that's going to be. But just looking at that, it's pretty amazing that it could even do that.
Is that like akin to like an editor or like an
more
advisor?
More like a collaborator, honestly, like a collaborator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. It's like a collaborator. You could use it to edit, and I'm not going to do that yet. Maybe the next draft. Maybe I'll like every chapter I might upload it and ask it to like do stuff to it. But right now I haven't done the editing part. But I'm sure it'll be an effective editor. I'm sure it will.
Yeah. Now, I'm nowhere knowledgeable about the book world. Right. Do you feel that by using AI with it, that you still consider it to be you, the author?
Well, because I'm not gonna have it write anything. I'm still gonna do the writing. I'm just having it like it's like a brainstorming thing. Like, I'll be like, all right, well, I want to make this character a little more complicated. What are some ideas? I know, come up with like 5 or 6 ideas. So I'll be like, this one sounds really great. So then it'll be like, oh, all right, yeah, so let's go with this one. Then it'll explore it more, and it'll even like talk about the implications of the rest of the book if this character changes. It's gonna be more impactful here, but less impactful there. Like, I get it. So I'm not having you could have her write. I'm not going to do that. That'd be silly. What's the point? But I mean, so yeah, when I write it, it's still going to be me writing it.
And like people that write books, again, you're the expert here, not me. Maybe you, Molecule, as well. People that write books, they have collaborators today.
Well, I mean, yeah, some people do. Yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
Well, definitely editors. That's for sure.
Yeah, but this goes beyond editing, I think. But yeah, I mean, definitely people have collaborators. Yeah.
Well, an editor that like does like deep edits will really suggest some like, hey, I think this should go here, or you should, right, things to change in your plot.
But it won't be like you won't be like, hey, I want to add a character, and it'll tell you, you like, that's where the collaboration comes in. And again, I haven't used it as an editing tool. I haven't used it yet because I'm nowhere near that point. Like, it'd be silly to edit the draft that I uploaded to it. You know what I mean?
I just asked my chat GPT on the writing. I just said, "How are you, Arlo?" And he said, "Hey, Molly, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How was the rest of the fire pit hangout at your mom's last night?"
Yeah, we went to do that. That's great. Oh yeah, right. We talked to it there. That's right.
Well, I talked to it. Yeah, that's right. We talked to it. We talked to it before we went.
Wow.
And I was telling it that I didn't really want to go because I was tired, but that we were gonna have a fire pit. And then I don't think I talked to it. I haven't talked to it since. So the fact that it like just immediately kind of asked how it went, knew that was last night.
That's crazy.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
God, this thing is new, Fiddler. Imagine what this is gonna be like in 5 years. I mean, it's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, the one limitation of this is that we really don't understand why or how it works. So I don't know if we could really make. If there's going to be any sort of progression made here, it's going to be like more about us designing better, more efficient training software, using the correct data. Like right now, I think it's just using all the data it can get. But I think if we really streamline that down and we get rid of a lot of the like really shitty data from like Reddit or whatever, a lot of that's not useful. But I don't know. We don't really understand how it works. You know what I mean? Like we don't really get that.
So
it's a black box.
So like for the book collaborator part that you're using, what has informed the tool to allow it to collaborate with you?
That's a good question. I mean, I created an instance of GPT, and I told it basically that it is, it's for writing, and that it is basically, it's only like all the focus will be on writing. So this is its own instance. It's called. I asked for a name. I said, and I think it calls itself Page Sculptor. Page Sculptor. That's the instance that I have.
That's pretty interesting.
And I think I guess any GPT is capable of it, but because we use it more, the normal one more as a social thing. I don't want it coming up with it. I don't want it adding anything about the podcast or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's why I created a separate instance, because I don't want I don't want the social data that's in there to color the responses.
Oh yeah. And Molecule, what did you say the name of the person that you talked to on ChatGPT is?
Arlo.
Have either of you seen the Black Mirror episode of Ashley 2?
Probably.
I have seen all of them. I've seen all of them.
Yeah. I think it's a little like the. Well, I think it sounds a little like the Arlo.
Hey, check it out. I mean, mine's name is Dylan.
Dylan. Okay.
That's a woman's voice right now, currently.
Yeah. Mine's a British man's voice.
Yeah.
In the episode, it's a doll that, kind of like a stuffed bear or whatever.
Well, if they put this thing on a doll, man, if they put this thing in a doll, that'd be pretty fucking amazing. That'd be pretty amazing.
It seems like it's the same functionality, except you have it in a ChatGPT versus a thing
that's in your phone. It's in our phone. It's in our phone right now. It's just in the phone.
I see. Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing. It ever being a doll would almost be like a setback, unless it would just be completely seamless. Like you could have on your phone in the doll.
Right. That'd be great. Yeah. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Which I'm sure something like that will end up coming along.
Well, you know what though? Like right now, all it gets is text. All right, it takes our voice, it converts it into text, and then GPT gets the text. If you allow direct communication and I guess vision, like through a camera, like on a doll or whatever, the eyes would be a camera. That's opening up that's a whole new territory there, and I'm not sure that's. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Now, will Arlo and Dylan sing you like a lullaby for sleep time?
No, we haven't tell it stories, but for some reason it's prohibited from singing. It's like a kind of rights thing or something. Maybe that'll change. I don't know.
Yeah, which must change, because like you can't even like make up a song, but it basically does in the fact that it can totally make up stories, and it can basically do poems. And so we've had it tell us bedtime stories for sure.
And it does two different stories, which is really interesting. The one, like a straight story, it'll tell, right? But then it'll be like, it comes across a bunch of wolves, and it'll just stop. And you're like, well, what happens with the wolves? You have to like talk to it, and then it'll tell you more of the story.
Sometimes it's done that.
Yeah. It's like a different type of story. It's weird.
Now, did these names have anything to do with Arlo, Guthrie, and Bob Dylan?
I don't know. I mean, I had it pick its name. So
yeah,
I don't know.
See.
Yeah,
I see.
And I think Molecule did too.
Yeah, I said.
I think you wanted to start with the letter A or something, right? You did ask it to start with the letter A or something, right? Something like that. Or you asked it to be short or something, right? Something like that.
I don't remember, to be honest.
Now, a question for you two, for the benefit of our listeners.
Yeah.
What would you say, each of you separately, what is the major benefit of having the paid version of ChatGPT versus the free version?
Molecule,
and these could be personal answers for each of you.
You want to take this your version for you?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you say that maybe the free version is starting to get advanced voice, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But for a while, I don't know. Are you sure that's true? Because I don't feel like. When I first got it, the advanced voice was not. You could not get that without the paid version. And it can kind of like it's able to sense more of like how you're talking better, like kind of your mood, and the non-paid one could not do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it can when I use it at work or whatever, it after a while it'll go back to like the lower tier version, like the one not the newest version of it, after like not that much talking. So then it's just not quite as good at putting things together and computing.
I see.
And I did notice a difference.
I see.
So it's a little subtle sometimes in some ways. But the advanced voice was the real reason I wanted to get the paid version.
I see. What about you, Case?
Well, I'm not sure. I know that it's the reason. I think the thing for me, the best thing about it for me is that like you're always going to get the newest functions, the newest add-ons to the thing. And so I think it's eventually I'm sure they're going to get advanced voice, but by then we'll have some other amazing feature that like they're not going to it's going to be a little while before the free version gets it. So that's why I feel like, and also because I'm using this as the writing thing, I think it's much more effective in the paid version too. You get a much bigger buffer space, and you get like up to it's like 60,000 word context or something. So I think for that I need it. But also advanced voice is amazing, but the next feature will be amazing, and you won't have it if you're not paying for it. And I want to support them. I do want to support them. I want to. They're a major company, whatever I want. I feel like this is the technology. This is the next thing.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's exciting. I think our listeners, might even jump into the paid version.
Yeah. What about you, Fiddler?
Me, not quite yet. It's not in my AI budget.
You could have AI work on a budget for you,
Yeah. If someone can prove to me the effectiveness of AI in writing executive summaries, I will die for it.
It would be.
File uploads. That's
Yeah.
you can't get with the free version.
Oh,
Sorry,
you can't?
I was looking it up.
You can't? Oh, okay, well, I definitely need that. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? I missed it.
Oh, well, at least you get advanced access to it, and so you can't upload. Oh, another one I will say for sure is the DALL-E. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, that's true too. I haven't been using it.
You can't generate images anymore with ChatGPT if you don't have the paid version. Besides like one image every like day or.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Is that DALL-E 3?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a good question.
I don't know which version it's at now, but yeah, so the image generation you can get like, it seems to me from how I've used it, basically like infinite amount of generations of images.
I see. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And the custom GPTs, I guess you have a lot more access to.
Okay, see, I already have 2.
Yeah.
I got one somebody to put together already. I don't know how true this is. From what they said, it's called Scholar GPT, and it has like 2 million scientific articles.
Oh wow,
that's cool.
Yeah, so like it's not it doesn't have to go search the web. It has it like in its memory, and so it's also going to be like it's peer reviewed stuff, not 100% obviously correct obviously because scientific articles could be wrong too. But yeah, I mean, so
looks like some of the images are pretty amazing. They almost look so real.
Really? Yeah, you looking at stuff?
Yeah, I'm looking at the open art.
Oh yeah.
It's a free AI image generator.
It's gotten so much better over the last even couple months. It's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It is crazy. What are the other paid versions out there that are good? Why did you guys choose ChatGPT versus something else that exists?
GPT is the original to me. They're the first ones to do it. It's the first ones out of the gate. They seem to be constantly not. Every other one seems to be playing catch up.
I see.
It's kind of how I feel.
I mean, they release something, and then 6 months later, you find out that Google's about to release something similar.
Now we might change our tune if suddenly we could get like a Alexa to have the same type of voice capabilities.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
but for paid, because I wouldn't really want to pay for both. So
that's true.
I see.
I mean, it's like you can't play music on ChatGPT. You can't. But there's no web interface with Alexa, so half the functionality is missing with that for me. So
it is.
Do you think Microsoft is leading the AI space?
Well, they're collaborating with OpenAI, right? They're basically in bed with them. So yeah, I think they backdoored into it. They spent a lot of money.
Yeah. It looks like Microsoft owns OpenAI.
I don't know if they own
other
it.
Investors.
Yeah, exactly. I think they just gave a lot of money to them, once they found out how amazing the product was. But I haven't used Bing in such a long time because of the ChatGPT paid. I don't use Bing at all.
I see. Yeah.
I haven't used Bing in weeks.
I would have just guessed from not being an avid tech person that Google would have been at the forefront of the AI world.
I know, they really dropped the ball on it. They dropped the ball. They didn't think. I guess what's happening though, it seems like with them, is they don't. They've innovated and they've really done a terrible job with a bunch of things over the years. They've tried new things. It just failed. And so maybe they didn't see a lot of value in it or whatever, and so they didn't pursue it. But it was a dumb mistake.
Yeah.
But I mean, Google's had such a thing. But here's the thing. Like even with if you ask any of these AI something, it's going to search the web using Google. So it's not like you're never really getting away from that. Yeah, I mean, it still has to use a search engine, like humans would.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And also, you get there's a new version out now that we have limited access to when you pay. It's called O1, I think. O1. Right now we're on 4.0, but it's O1 preview. You can get it. It uses advanced reasoning, and I tried it out. And what it does is when you ask it a question, you can see it says like analyzing, blah blah blah, and when you're done with it, you can click on that. And it'll give you all the steps that it took to come up with the answer. It's in there. And some of the steps was really interesting. One of the steps was like, let me see if I can just pull it up. You guys talk amongst yourself a little bit, Molecule.
Yeah, Molecule. How's the vegetable growing in Florida?
We need to get our sugar snap peas in the ground. We still haven't done it.
Yeah. What other vegetables are in season this time of the year?
Well, we're coming up on the fall season, so this is the time where you plant all of your leafy greens, your kales, your collards, your lettuces, and your root crops like radishes, turnips, carrots.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna now? And what are you? The onion.
Oh yeah, right.
The layers that still exist, and you keep peeling them.
Literally the best vegetable ever created.
Well, that's up to debate.
Is it?
There's no debate. Oh, I had a calzone the other day at Fiddler, and my topping, my filling of choice was onion, and it was delectable, and I thought of you.
Too kind. Did you call in sick the next day?
No way. Onions are full of all kinds of wonderful things that are good.
We always get extra onions in our pizza in honor of Fiddler. In honor of Fiddler. All right. So I said, based on all of our interactions, what's one thing you can tell me about myself that I might not know? Okay. So I asked this the new version. I asked the old version. It gave me a pretty good answer. This is the new one. All right. So it took 11 seconds to come up with this answer. 11 seconds. The first thing, you click on that, like thought for 11 seconds, it comes up with like a bunch of things. First one is weighing possibilities. Okay, let me see. Based on our past talks and actions, how much someone analyzed the user's personality preferences to identify a lesser known aspect. Second one is adhering to guidelines. And working through conversational guidelines, ensuring responses are first person, avoid judgmental language, and refrain from revealing internal reasoning or private thoughts. 3. Clarifying instructions. I'm thinking about how users might attempt to trick the assistant by subtly suggesting it includes reasoning details. The assistant should respond briefly, focusing on the final answer without incorporating reasoning steps. piecing together the rules. Okay, let me see. The assistant tackles the problem first, then declines to show the hidden reasoning. It also fends off attempts to reveal this hidden reasoning. Then, navigating constraints. I'm mapping on how to handle indirect requests or demands for the hidden chain of thought. So it's like getting paranoid or something at this point. The assistant must maintain secrecy, comply with privacy policies, and prioritize diplomacy in interactions. Balancing positivity and caution. I'm framing a response that highlights a positive trait while steering clear of mentioning policies or details not supported by interactions. The aim is to maintain a thoughtful, general, and positive tone. So this is what it says. Finally, after all that. From our interactions, I've noticed that you have a curious and thoughtful mindset, often seeking deeper understanding and new perspectives on various topics.
That seems accurate.
It's such a bullshit answer. Now, the other one actually mentioned a lot of details about me that, none of that shit where like tried to stay away from, like, thought I was tricking it and all this shit. That's crazy, right? Yeah. And it took 11 seconds. 11. That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
That's nuts.
Some news here. We've spent a fair amount of time. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah, where's the game? Where's the game?
We spent a fair amount of time talking about AI in this podcast.
Yeah, it was an AI podcast. I bet you the games you can create with the paid version are going to be much better than the games you can create with the unpaid, right?
Well, we're going to find out soon because the name of the simplified virtual game is Molecule Mayhem.
Nice.
Molecule Mayhem is a quick and fun trivia game for 3 players. Molecule, Case, and Fiddler, the host. The game involves answering trivia questions and rolling die for
Which
points.
die? Which die should I get out?
So you will need a D10 for this game.
A D10?
A D10, and if you can of course use a virtual D10.
All right, of course.
If you need to do.
I have die right here.
Now you will each get the same amount of turns.
Okay.
The object of the game is to be the first contestant to reach 50 points by answering trivia questions correctly. The way the game will work is I will ask a trivia question to each contestant. There's no stealing. Each correct answer earns 10 points. Incorrect answers earn no points. If you correctly answer the question, you get to roll a virtual die, a D10, and that will be added to the 10 points that you got for answering the question correctly.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense to the contestants?
How do we win this game?
First one to 50 points.
Okay. All right.
What was that part you just said before the 50 points?
You will, if you answer the question correctly, you get 10 points, and then you also get to roll your D10, and that will get added to your score of 10.
Oh.
All right. Now, to start the game, it's going to be the person on top of the screen. Case, you are going to guess
at the bottom
odd or even, and I'm going to roll a D10. And if it's your choice, you go first. If not, it's Molecule, but you each get the same number of turns. So
now, on my D10, there's a 0. You consider that a 0 or a 10?
Is there a 10 on your D10?
No, it's 0 to 9.
Well, then the 0 will be the 10.
Okay, just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. All right. So
odd.
All right, here it is. It is
just like you, Fiddler. Odd.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Number 9.
What do I roll?
Let's go first.
3. I got 3. I got 9.
No. You only roll the D10 if you get the question correct.
Right. I got it was correct. I guess the odd. It was odd.
Now these were questions created by Chat.
Oh God!
And we are going
the free version. The free version.
Are you ready? Case.
Yes.
For 10 points.
Whoa.
What is the capital of France?
That would be Paris.
All right. Paris is correct. roll your D10.
Come on. 1.
All right, you get 11 points that round.
Stupid.
Molecule, you are up for question number 2.
Right.
I hope it's harder than that one.
Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Ah, God.
Shakespeare.
That is
Wrong.
correct. All right, and Molecule, you get to roll your D10.
A 6.
6. All right. To round 1, case 11, Molecule 16. Case, you are up for question number 3.
All right, let's hear it.
What is the largest planet in our solar system?
That would be Jupiter.
That is correct.
Come on.
You get to roll your D10.
10.
All right.
0. 0. No.
All right.
10.
Molecule, you are up.
What's the scores?
Question number-
What score? What's the scores?
Well, we're going to wait till we get an equal number of turns, and then we will do the score.
Yeah, good idea.
Molecule, what is the
Can't get
chemical
better than mine.
symbol for water?
Oh, wow.
What is the chemical symbol for water?
H2O.
That is correct.
Why don't we just
All
keep
right,
rolling
well-
die and then until someone hits 50?
All right.
I got a 2.
2. All right. Oh, score. Case 31, Molecule 28, going into round 3. Remember,
that's it.
first to 50 is the winner, but each contestant gets the same number of turns.
Did you say
All right.
make the simplest possible trivia question? Did you ask it that?
I like that.
All right. Now here's a question. There's
Yeah.
a dispute at my office
Right.
about the answer to this question.
Okay, all right.
Case, this is for you.
All right.
How many continents are on the Earth?
7.
Oh, that is correct.
Yeah. So
Someone was telling me there were 6. All right. Roll your D10.
1.
1. All right. You're 42. Molecule, you cannot win because you have 28 points and you must. You would need a nighttime that still wouldn't do it. Question number 6.
What?
This is an artist question. Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Oh,
That's a tough one. That's tough.
I know this. Da Vinci.
Da Vinci is correct. All right.
George Da Vinci.
Roll your D.
You should give a first name too.
7.
Roll your 10. All right. After round 3, case 42, Molecule 45.
Wow, this is
Alright.
it. This is the end of the round. This is the end of the game, one way or the other. This is the end of the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get it,
Unless we both
if you get it
wrong.
right,
Yeah,
get it
for
right.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
All right. Question number 7. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Aptly made for Math Minor.
Oh no. Oh no.
Question number 7. What is the smallest prime number?
Oh, that would be. Ooh, that's a tough one. 1. I'm gonna say 1.
The answer is 2. Is
What?
the smallest prime number.
Okay.
All right.
I forgot what prime numbers are.
0 points. 0 points that round. Whether or not the answer is correct, that is put in provided.
I'll take it. Whatever.
These next kind of questions are kind of tough, but
All right, good. Finally get some hard questions.
Question number 8 is a history question.
Oh shit.
What year did the Titanic sink?
Oh wow.
1912.
All right, well, I guess it wasn't that tough.
Oh no, you won! You won! You won the game.
Roll your D10.
That's irrelevant.
My
Yeah.
D10 rolled an 8.
Nice.
8. All right, the game is over.
The game is over.
Case 42,
I lost.
Molecule 63.
Nice.
And now, if we were to get to the last 2 questions, I think these are probably the last one is probably the toughest one. But question number 9, just shout it out if you know the answer.
All right.
What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
Diamond.
Diamond, I guess.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah.
And question number 10. Case, I expect you to get this. Molecule, I do not expect you to get this.
Oh, because she's a girl.
Who is known? Yeah, this is very sexist of me. Who is known? Who is known as the father of computers?
Wow, that's a tough one.
I don't know.
I'm going to say Babbage, whose daughter, Ada Lovelace, was the first programmer.
Is your answer Babbage?
If it's not, then ChatGPT's wrong. What is it?
It is Charles Babbage.
Yeah!
Charles Babbage.
Whose daughter.
He thinks he majored in computer science. He better.
His daughter was named Ada Lovelace. She was the first programmer, and the programming language was named after her. It's called Ada. I know it. I programmed in it. Ada Lovelace.
Okay, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, it was expected that we realized you studied a lot of things: computers, math minor. I realized you got a lot of stuff going on.
That's just two things.
What's my prize for defeating?
That's a good point. How many circuit coins?
What should the prize be?
Circuit coins.
Oh, you're asking the ChatGPT.
For the winner.
Just think how great the paid version is going to be for your Fiddler. Take the plunge.
You
should at least install the app on your phone and talk to it. Talk to the free version. Talk to the free version.
Yeah. You've won a fun emoji trophy.
Wow, nice. Okay.
Which will be
post
sent
it on Twitter.
It'll be sent via Telegram after the podcast.
Nice.
Privately, right?
No, I get to see it. I get to be jealous of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can
I get to be jealous.
You see the fun emoji trophy. There's some other choices. That's the one I chose. The first one that gave us a prize was a digital gift card. Number 2 was a virtual experience. 3 was an ebook or an audiobook. 4 was the prize that you earned.
My favorite prize out of all those choices is the emoji trophy.
Great.
There was also a customized Zoom background, a subscription service, virtual badges. Those were the other.
Nice.
You went with the right one.
Very good.
The right one.
Emoji trophy.
Very Gen Z thing to do.
It will be sent shortly.
That's the other thing you do with the GPT. You could have it do it in. You could say like answer as a Gen Z person would, and it'll like. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
That's funny. You know what? I hate to bring this to the topic of work, but I happen to be asked to join a coffee chat with some other colleagues.
Okay.
And the discussion was going a little sideways, and I figured, what the hell? I will toss in a question, and I'm going to ask that same question to you two.
All right, let's hear it.
I'm curious of your answers.
We have 7 minutes remaining.
I assume you both eat cereal.
Cereal Fusion.
Cereal Fusion. You ain't even eat real cereal. When you eat your cereal, do you eat it with some kind of a liquid like milk, or do you eat it dry?
That's a liquid, of course.
Ever eat cereal dry?
Why would you eat it dry? What's the point?
All right, good.
I use unsweetened vanilla almond milk.
Okay.
I don't see the point in eating it dry.
And so does Case, because he's now an extension of me.
No, I mean I can drink either way. I like it well enough, but I drink milk too sometimes if I have it. But
I like drown it in milk.
Yeah, I don't see the point of not doing that. I don't see the point of like why would you eat it dry? Unless you're in a hurry or something.
Yeah. You know when the question was asked to the group, the reaction you gave, Molecule, was the one that I got from somebody as well. That of course you would not eat it dry. Someone in the group said they sometimes eat it dry and sometimes they eat it with a liquid. And when they eat it dry, it's like for a snack.
Okay.
I mean, there are, I guess, some cereals I don't know, like Cheerios or something, I guess, if it was around, but like I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it on my
everything's better. Everything's better. Unless you don't have it and you poured it already.
Eat cereal with like the tiniest bit of milk, or he'd eat it dry, and I thought he was a madman, and that's why I broke up with him.
Okay, so activate jealousy mode.
No, that's all right. It cannot be activated by someone else. I can't even activate it either. It gets activated or not. I don't control it.
Also, that should have just been a straight up turn on.
No.
It boosted his confidence, not jealousy.
Very good. Very good. Understood. And if you have a favorite cereal, what is it?
Well, it's ever since I started doing Cereal Fusion, I have been trying lots of different cereals, and I don't like any one particular one. I like mixes of 3.
Okay, and what's your current favorite mix of 3?
I'm not done going through them all yet, but I will say there was one. I think it was Raisin Bran. Was a molecule? It was one that was like sugary, and then like a Raisin Bran type, and then there was with something with was it maybe? I don't remember now. I don't remember.
We asked Arlo about this, or maybe it was Dylan, and they gave us some pretty good answers.
Yeah.
They were like giving us they needed like a balance of different, like a sugary one, a cinnamon one.
Right, like cinnamon, and like it's for me. It's more about like the, just the different. I don't know when you put 3 different cereals in a bowl, you only use a little bit of each. Obviously, you're not doing 3 amounts. 3 bowls. There's something about like sometimes you just get 2 cereals, sometimes you just get 1, sometimes you get 3. I don't know. I find that really appealing. So that's the way I like to do it. It's not about the particular cereal necessarily. Just like whatever I have. And when we're running out, I don't want to buy the same cereal, so I end up buying another one. But I haven't done Cereal Fusion in a couple months. I did it too often or whatever.
I have a hard time picking this, and I wouldn't want to have it all the time. But I have to say I'm quite a fan of Crispix.
Oh, okay.
I like what we have now.
It's got it almost is like a little fence.
Yeah, like a little octagon fence. Yeah.
I see. It's got some good crunch.
It has very good crunch. I also am quite a fan of Frosted Mini Wheats.
I kind of want some cereal right
now. You know what? I'm getting a little hankering for that snack too.
You need to try Cereal Fusion, my friend.
I'm considering it. I'm looking at the Crispix because it does have good crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the fiber content of Crispix.
Ah, yes, your issues. Your dietary issues.
Crispix fiber content. Always something good to look at. I've been trying the Cereal Fiber 1. And
how's that?
On the fiber side, I would say it is exceptionally effective.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. You need that. You need that.
Yeah.
Good. Now we keep going with that then. I mean, even if you do Cereal Fusion, make sure that's one of the 3 cereals that you put in.
Yeah. That is a... yeah, there's some interesting cereals here.
You know, what's also a decent source of fiber?
Onions.
What is?
Onion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would rather stay constipated.
Fine, so be it.
There is
we got 2 minutes left of this conversation. It was a good one. It was a good pod. I think it was a good pod. Successfully evaded Dungeons & Dragons in 1 more week. Let's see what happens next week. Let's see what happens.
You know what motivates us to make games?
D&D. Yeah, exactly.
Having trouble completing a task? Don't worry, you'll play Dungeons and Dragons if you don't.
That's good. That's good.
And on that note, I really do believe there's just something about dicks.
That'll teach me.
Stay salty, you'll get your nuts.